Guys, great news and more evidence that the altcoin season is almost upon us. We have the first filing of an altcoin ETF. In this case, Solana, folks. Solana, that's right. VanEck has filed for a Solana ETF. It is the first company in the United States to file for anything besides a Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF. VanEck, one of the first issuers of a spot Bitcoin exchange ETF in the United States, has filed for a new Solana ETF, and I bet other companies are following suit. I said several times that Solana was probably going to be the first non-Bitcoin, non-Ethereum ETF that was being filed, and now they filed it. I don't know if this one will get passed, but I was pleasantly surprised that they let the Ethereum ETF go through. So this one might get through too. It's going to take 8 months either way, so we won't see it at least until next year. Michael Siegel, head of digital assets research at VanEck, took to X on June 27th to announce that the firm has filed for Solana ETF for the US SEC. Now, this could be another roundhouse kick to the face for the SEC, because if they allow the Solana ETF, that means Solana is indeed not a security. Just like when the Ethereum ETF went through, Ethereum became not a security. Now, this is going to be very tricky because obviously the SEC wants to retain power over crypto. And Gensler still maintains that most cryptos are securities. However, if this comes through, then it's pretty obvious that most cryptos are indeed not securities. Because, now Ethereum's not a security, Solana's not a security, that means Cardano's not a security. That means none of these proof of stakes or coins of staking are intrinsically securities. The new fund, called VanEck Solana Trust, aims to capitalize on Solana's decentralized nature, high utility, and economic feasibility, Siegel said. According to the executive, the trust is the first filing for a Solana ETF in the United States. Whoa, VanEck files for a spot SOL ETF. I am very surprised that they filed directly for spot before a futures, but maybe because the Ethereum spot came through, they're saying, well, if you let Ethereum through, there's no reason to not let Solana through. Now, I don't expect the Solana ETF to draw as much attention or as much money as the Ethereum ETF, but Solana also doesn't take as much money to come up. And the process is underway. You can see right here, VanEck has actually confirmed it. VanEck Solana Trust. It is it's a Form S1, Securities Act of 1933. And it says Securities Act here because all ETFs are indeed securities. In the past, Siegel provided a few remarks on why the company believes SOL is a commodity. He wrote, "We believe the native token SOL functions similarly to other digital commodities such as Bitcoin and Ether. It is utilized to pay for transaction fees and computational services on the blockchain. Same as Ethereum, same as Cardano. Like Ether on the Ethereum network, SOL can be traded on digital asset platforms or used in peer-to-peer transactions." So they're pointing to some utility. It is used for gas on the chain. That is a big one. Because they basically have said Ethereum is a commodity, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to say Solana is not. In filing with the SEC, VanEck specified that the VanEck Solana Trust is expected to be listed on the CBO BZS exchange should it be approved by the SEC. Like I said, it's going to take 8 months for the SEC to make its decision, and even after that, so it'll be 8 months would be probably next February, next March before the SEC makes its decision, unless it makes its decision beforehand, which I doubt. So it'll be after the presidential election. Maybe they're banking on that. I'm not really sure. The VanEck Solana Trust investment objective is to reflect the performance of the price of Solana cryptocurrency, excluding the expenses of the operations of the trust. The filing states that the trust will value its shares daily using the market vector Solana benchmark rate index. This index is calculated based on prices provided by the trading platforms that Market Vector considers the top 5 SOL trading platforms, as determined by industry-leading CC Data Decentralized Exchange Benchmark Review Report. So yes, essentially, the altcoin ETF stuff is underway. We got the ball rolling. I feel like if the Solana ETF passes, you will see a lot of filings for other ETFs. So the date to look for here, like I said, is either February or March of next year. And if Solana gets approved, I think Van Eck and others will file for like Cardano ETFs, XRP ETFs, etc. They might go ahead and do that beforehand. But if Solana gets rejected, then others are going to get rejected. But the SEC has kind of shot themselves in the foot by basically approving the Ethereum ETF because the courts essentially made them. Because Ethereum is a proof of stake, it has staking, and just because of that, it is not a security. So it's going to be really hard for the SEC to argue that anything else is a security. Now, the thing is, the Solana Foundation does fund a lot of the validators. Maybe the SEC will home in on that. There's still a lot of regulatory stuff that has to go through. But remember, the head of the SEC might be different next year, and we might have a pro-crypto SEC when the decision comes. Now, Gary Gensler could be like Jay Clayton and deny the Solana ETF the day before he leaves office, just like Jay Clayton sued Ripple essentially the day before he left office. That could definitely be a thing. So the thing is, like, there's a lot of things up in the air because of the election, because this stuff generally takes a long time. But there are big players that are looking at alt ETFs, and this might get the alt ball rolling. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.